You think you're the victim because it's easier than admitting you chose this. Your brain loves victim stories. They protect your ego. They explain why you're stuck without making you responsible. Psychology calls this external locus of control. Forces outside you determine your life. It feels true because believing it requires nothing from you. But feeling true and being true are not the same thing. The victim narrative is a painkiller. It numbs the sting of accountability. When you blame your parents, your boss, the economy, you get instant relief. It wasn't your fault. The story writes itself, and you're the unlucky one who never had a chance. Here's what that costs. Every time you blame something external, you surrender power. Temporary comfort for permanent helplessness. The more you repeat this pattern, the more your brain wires it as truth. Neural pathways strengthen with repetition. Your identity becomes the person things happen to, not the person who makes things happen. Stoic philosophy rejects victimhood completely. Marcus Aurelius watched the Roman Empire collapse around him. Epictetus was born a slave. They didn't ask if life was fair. They asked what they controlled. The answer was always the same: response, judgment, action. That's all you ever control. Genetics aren't yours to choose. Birthplace isn't yours to pick. Childhood events weren't in your hands. The economy and other people's decisions remain outside your reach. Accepting this isn't defeat. It's clarity. Once you stop fighting unchangeable reality, you can focus entirely on what you actually control. Most people never make that shift. They spend decades arguing with the past. They catalog every disadvantage. They build entire identities around what was done to them. The human brain seeks patterns and explanations, but understanding why you do something doesn't make it useful. Victim mentality feels like self-awareness. It's self-deception with better vocabulary. Real honesty asks what you're avoiding by blaming external factors. What responsibility are you dodging? What change are you refusing to make? The brain doesn't care about your excuses. It responds to patterns you reinforce. Tell yourself you're powerless, and your behavior will match. Psychologists call this learned helplessness. Repeat any narrative enough, and it becomes your operating system. You won't even notice you're choosing helplessness. Here's the test. If your explanation for being stuck makes you feel better, it's probably false. Truth doesn't comfort, it challenges. If your reasoning removes your agency, it's not insight. It's avoidance dressed as awareness. No one is coming to validate your suffering. No one is coming to make it fair. No one is coming to give you what you think you deserved. That's not cruelty, that's reality. The Stoics understood this 2,000 years ago. Waiting for justice or fairness or recognition is waiting for nothing. The people who escape difficult circumstances stop talking about them. They don't deny the past. They refuse to let it write the future. They assess damage without attachment. They identify what they control and move. No drama, no narrative, just action. This isn't positive thinking. Positive thinking is victimhood with a smile, still focused on feelings instead of systems. Discipline doesn't care how you feel about your situation. It asks what you're going to do. That's the only question that matters. Some people started with less than you and built more. Some started with more and built nothing. The difference was never fairness. It was response. Your circumstances are your circumstances. Arguing with them changes nothing. Using them as an excuse changes nothing. Deciding what you control and acting on it changes everything. Relationships will shift when you stop being the victim. Some friendships only exist because you bond over shared complaints. Some family members need you stuck so they feel better about staying stuck. When you stop feeding the victim narrative, those connections reveal themselves. That's not loss, that's clarity. I never ask anyone to subscribe to this content. Never beg for validation or attention. That would suggest doubt in what's being said. This isn't for everyone. It filters. The people who recognize truth stay. The people who need comfort leave. Both are fine. Decide which one you are by what you do after this, not by what you feel during it. Victim mentality is a cage you built and locked from the inside. The key is in your hand, always was. The lock isn't your past or your circumstances or the people who hurt you. The lock is the explanation you keep telling yourself about why you can't open it. Stoicism teaches separation between what happened and what it means. Something bad occurred. That's fact. What it says about your worth, your value, your future, is the interpretation you added. Facts you can't change, interpretations you can rewrite anytime. Most people never rewrite them. They carry the same narrative for decades. They become experts at being I-ams. It gives them identity. It gives them community. It gives them purpose. Letting go of victim status means letting go of all that. It means standing alone with only your choices and your discipline. Most would rather suffer familiarly than risk that. Everyone suffers. Life is unfair to everyone in different ways. The only separation between you and people who actually change their situation is what they do with that unfairness. Stop waiting for acknowledgement. Stop waiting for apologies. Stop waiting for the world to recognize what you went through. It won't. Even if it did, your situation wouldn't change. Only your actions change your situation. That's the whole game. The shift happens when your past stops appearing in your explanations. When someone asks why you're not further along, you won't list obstacles. Facts and next actions. No narrative. No emotion. Just reality and response. This doesn't happen because you feel inspired. It happens because you're exhausted by your own excuses, tired of the same complaints, tired of explaining why you're stuck to people who stopped listening years ago. That exhaustion is useful. It's the only thing stronger than comfort. The victim narrative kept you safe. It also kept you small. Growth and the comfort of blamelessness can't coexist. Choose one. Everything else is noise. Comfort ends here. No sympathy.